from our guy Chris Horsley Jr. from a little bit ago. He said, "Who day, folks? Do you guys think Taj Brooks will become the running back 2 this season? Him and Chase Brown can definitely complement each other. What's your thoughts on Taj Brooks?"
If I may, because if we remember, Taj Brooks is one of our late round picks that I really loved as a potential for the Bengals. And to answer someone else's question from earlier, one of our favorite picks of the draft, Taj Brooks would be one of mine, because I looked at the level of production that Taj Brooks had, and I looked at his versatility, and I said, you can literally pass block. You can run routes and catch the ball capably. You have pretty natural hands for a running back. You force missed tackles, even though you're not athletic. That was the big knock on him, is that you just didn't have the long speed. You just weren't very sudden. But the guy constantly is so fucking hard to bring down. He's so dense. He's a bowling ball of a human. He's Chase Brown size, but probably like 220, 225. So again, even if he's not making guys miss with speed and quickness, he is so great at the jump cuts, the lateral ability, making it really hard to get straight angles on him. And because he's so dense and his contact balance is so good, then he just can have guys glance off of him. Really love what he can bring. He almost reminds me of kind of like maybe a souped up Samaj P. Ryan, where, hey, this is a guy you can trust to run routes out of the backfield. And yeah, he's not going to take a wheel route up the field and go 25 yards, but he can absolutely catch those checkdowns and get 4, 5, 6 yards in front of you. Like, as soon as you make first contact, he's going to get another 2 yards after that on short yardage runs. We've talked constantly about how the Bengals have struggled in short yardage situations. This is a guy who can absolutely help turn that around, who is great at finding the space, great at powering through and knowing when to get north and south as opposed to east-west. I love everything about him. The only thing, like we said, is you've got a lot of touches, which self-scouting, again, I constantly say, not right about everything. We're constantly learning more things about this game. And one of them that people have recently done in data studies is, hey, do running backs really break down faster if they've had more touches in college? But counterintuitive, no, that doesn't seem to be the case in reality, even though we would think so. So I don't want to tally that as necessarily as heavy as a negative as I normally would previously in my career of kind of evaluating players and kind of figuring out where to value them. I think Taj Brooks is a steal and absolutely could ascend to the RB2 spot, because I think I think he can do everything Samaj P. Ryan can do, but better. And he's younger, he's cheaper. And really, I see them basically having Samaj P. Ryan as like a safety net. But as soon as Taj Brooks proves that he can do what he can do and pass protect and still handle the next level, I really think that he could realistically unseat P. Ryan and maybe make him a possible cut candidate by the end of camp.
There's only 3 running backs over the last 2 seasons in college football that have put up 3,000 total rushing yards. Ashton Jeanty, Marion Hampton, Taj Brooks. The production profile is off the charts. The downhill ability is phenomenal. Compliment to Chase Brown. He checks so many boxes for what the Bengals need at the running back position next to Chase Brown.
Yeah, and one last thing on that, I'm a huge fan of Taj Brooks. I think when you look at especially the NFL, respectfully, 1 out of every 15 rushes goes for 15 plus yards. Not many times you're going and needing that breakaway speed as a running back. You need that extra 1 to 2 yards. And the knock on Taj Brooks was he doesn't have that long speed, but everything else you want, from intelligence, from knowing where to go, quick one cut. He is that. I'm a huge fan of Taj Brooks. Great value.
One thing I'll say I agree. I do think he's a guy that you can see ascend up the depth charts for the Bengals, but I think there's no way Samaj P. Ryan doesn't make the roster, only because the Bengals have this thing about them where when they go out there and they say, hey, we made a mistake and we really want a guy back, they do everything in their power to give that guy every chance, to make the roster. And here's the thing about Samaj P. Ryan too. I think I think Taj Brooks is going to have a phenomenal preseason. I think it's going to be, I look forward to bet. I know people don't like it. I look forward to betting those preseason props of him rushing over 50 yards or whatever his thing's going to be set at. I think Samaj P. Ryan is going to come into the season as running back too. And I think just over time, Taj Brooks is just going to chip away. He's going to be that candidate. Watch, Evan. He's going to be that guy this year that had a strong preseason. And we're like, why isn't he running back 2 when the depth chart comes out? And then just over time, it'll just be like, all right, Taj Brooks is in there, even though
I think you see more and more of him, man. He he has so much more pop and power. It always felt like Samaje Perine would like catch the ball and then like fall forward for another yard or two, like by nature of gravity, like, or just like his muscle mass, and he would just kind of like lean into it. No, like Taj Brooks wants to fucking kill you when he's coming down the field. Like, he is not interested in just falling forward. He is going to go through your fucking chest forward. Like, that's the difference. And like, if they don't wrap up properly, if they use their shoulder instead and he survives, like, that's how you turn those Samaje Perine disappointing check downs and short yardage runs from 2 to 3 yards to 5, 8, 10, 15 yards. And he creates explosive plays through his physicality, through his manipulation of leverage. And that kind of feel, for me, running backs, when you have that understanding of leverage and how angles, pursuit angles particularly, are coming at you, and you know how to play with them, it's like a wide receiver being able to run the smoothest routes and use head fakes, because it makes up for so many other things of lacking athleticism, ability to separate, explosiveness at the catch point. Doesn't matter if you're just breaking guys off. If they can't get good angles on you, if they can't get good position on you. And he is one of those players who was just very exciting for me in that spec.